Are you and your spouse searching for a happy home? If you are a Muslim, let me direct you to a verse of the Quran that gives us a guide on how our marriage should be. Allah says in the Quran, Quran chapter 30, verse 21, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَمِنْ حَيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Allah says, among His signs is that He has created for you mates from among yourselves, so that you might dwell with them in tranquility and peace, and He has put love and mercy in your heart. These are signs for those who reflect. Key words in that verse is tranquility, peace, love, and mercy. In some marriage, these things are present, while in some marriage, these are missing things are missing. And for most of us that are in marriage, these are the things we do reflect upon, because marriage can actually be a source of tranquility, a source of peace, a source of love, and a source of mercy. But for marriage to have these ingredients, the honest thing is that, or the honest reality is that, we have to work on it. We have to build our marriage to be a happy home. And not just to build, we also have to maintain. Just like our infrastructure, we build infrastructure and over time we maintain it. We engage in a sort of infrastructural renewal. The same thing is applicable to our marriage. We have to lay the foundation. Then how do we lay foundation to have a happy home? It is not by using love potion. It is not by using magic. The way to do it as a Muslim is that we establish our relationship based on the love of Allah, based on realizing that our marriage is an act of worship. It is possible that in marriage we can sacrifice a lot of things, but yet we feel unappreciated because we'll be expecting our spouse to reciprocate it. But if we fix our mind on the fact that whatever we are doing it for the sake of Allah, because Allah has enjoined right and obligation on husband and wife. What we should bear in mind is that as a man or as a woman, I want to play my own role. I want to do things to earn the pleasure and favor of Almighty Allah. If we do this, we have little time of resentment or of being frustrated if we are not getting appreciated or we are not getting the reward from the effort we are putting into the marriage. I said we lay our foundation based on based on loving one another for the sake of Allah. Especially there is an hadith of the Prophet that says that is, no one will love each other for the sake of Allah except that Allah will show mercy on such a person. God will expect mercy from Almighty Allah, so we should also show love to each other and base our relationship on the love for Almighty Allah. There is an hadith of the Prophet where the Prophet said that on the day of judgment, that whoever love for the sake of Allah will be under the shade of Allah on the day of judgment, when every other one are in darkness, that Allah will provide a shade for such one that love for His sake, for the greatness of Almighty Allah. Then after laying the foundation, the next thing is to have the framework. What come up after laying the foundation? We have to build the relationship. We have to know our role. The issue of money, the issue of work, the issue of children comes in. Who does what and what at home? Who maintain the family? These are things that should be understood. We know that in Islam, the duty of maintenance of home in terms of making provision for home rests on the husband. And as a man, you have to render your responsibility. For instance, if you have children, your children are going to school, the husband should be the one paying the school fees, the husband should be the one paying the house rent. You also take care of your household. You provide them with food, you provide them with shelter. You don't abdicate your duty. If as a man, if you abdicate that duty, that means you are falling into sin and you'll be punished for that. I also want to add that in a relationship it is inevitable for disagreements to come in at one time or the other. To have a happy home, we need to know how to manage disagreements. Disagreement is inevitable. Conflict is inevitable. But how do we manage the conflict that it does not manifest or aggravated into crisis really matter? Let us use this verse of the Quran to explain this. Allah say concerning inviting people to dawah, Allah say, Idion ila sabili rabbika bil hikma wal mu'isatil hasana. The same thing is applicable to our marriage. When there is disagreement, we have to explain things to each other with wisdom. We need to explain, not resorting into resentment and insults. Most time, there is tension at home when couples result into insults. You don't use foul language on your spouses. You are mad, you are crazy, all those things. Those are things that can create problem for marriage. Those are things that will not guarantee happiness. But if you want to maintain a happy home, we must have the spirit of forgiveness, the spirit of admitting wrong. Yeah, even at times when you know that you are not wrong, you can apologize in order to maintain peace at home. You don't have to, for tranquility to reign, you can say sorry. And your spouse, if he realize that, it can even disarm him or disarm her. That for on a second thought, you can realize that this this man or this woman that is apologizing is not the one at fault. I am at fault. That one will mend our marriage. But because we have built the marriage on lillahi wa rasuli, the next thing is to nurture it, is to maintain it. And again, how do we maintain our marriage? We know that one, we are Muslim, and our marriage should be guided by Quran and Sunnah. But there are certain things that is expected of us as a social human being. That is, we have to show love, we have to show mercy, we have to show compassion to one another. We have to establish to we have to spread greeting. You don't just greet people outside. Even you start from your home. When you are saying salam alaikum, that is, you are sending peace. That one is a prayer. It will also make it easy for peace to be in your home. You show compassion, you show genuine love. You tell your spouse from time to time that you love him or you love her. You don't just assume that after all, if I don't love her, if I don't love him, I wouldn't have married him. That one is established, but it doesn't prevent us from continuously expressing the love. And another thing that we should also bear in mind is that the Prophet ﷺ was expected to have said that Allah has guaranteed whoever that establish love in his home, Allah has guaranteed him peace, has guaranteed him paradise on the day of judgment, whoever love for the sake of Allah. And lastly, we have to be a kind of shelter for one another. Allah say in the Quran, "Hunna libasun lakum wa antum libasun lahunna." We have to protect one another. We have We don't have to expose our weakness. There is no way as husband and wife we will know each other's weakness, but those weaknesses are not things that should be exposed to an outsider. We have to cover each other. That is the essence of that fast, and that is the essence of Islam. To have a happy home, to have tranquility, peace and love at home, we have to build our relationship, we have to build our marriage on the love for Allah. If you do that, even if your husband is not reciprocating, you know that I'm doing this for the sake of Allah. Allah will reward me. And our home should also be a place whereby we we give sermon, we admonish one another. If one is trying to lost track, we call him or we call her back with verses of the Quran, and that will only be possible if you are familiar with Quran. That is the reason, the essence why Quran should be our guide in our family, should be our book of reference in the way we relate with one another. If we make Quran our guide, as Allah has said in many verses of the Quran, Allah says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah says, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. That Quran is the solution to everything. And when we make Quran our guide, when we establish our relationship, our marriage based on Quran, the tendency is that there will be happiness in our home when we follow Quran and we follow the guidance of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is one hadith of the Prophet again, where the Prophet was supposed to have said that the best among you are those who are best to their wife. And in time of that, I am the best because I am good to my wife. We can read Sirah of the Prophet, we can read Hadith where the Prophet Islam enjoined how we should be good to our spouses. May Almighty Allah make our home a happy and a healthy one. And the watchword here is that we have to build our home, we have to nurture it, and we have to maintain it. A building can dilapidate, a building can collapse if the foundation is shaky. So whenever the foundation is shaky, we go back to Quran and we go back to Sunnah in order to maintain a happy home. May Almighty Allah make the message better understood than it was rendered. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.